Edges are forming without a line, thoughts moving under the spine. Not yet a voice, but close to the sound. Something almost found. It holds a weight I can't define. Moments suspended in time, between what is felt and what can be said. A space gently spread. Nothing is fixed in the frame I see. Still there's a pull in me. God, in a sense I don't understand, yet I don't demand. Shapes in the distance begin to align, not in a word but a sign. More like a presence that quietly grows. Nobody knows before it speaks, before it shows. There is a place only the body knows. Before the shape appears, before the line is clear, something is calling me into the way. Before the shape appears, before the form is made, before the light can stay, I feel the weight of a path yet unseen. Before the shape appears, walking through hours that don't need a name. Nothing to win in the game, yet every second is subtly designed, shaping the mind. People are moving with purpose defined. I move with something behind, not as a plan I can fully explain. More like a grain. Time hasn't spoken in words I can hear. Still there's a pressure near, not as a force that demands I obey. More like a sway, letting the unknown remain what it is, not needing answers for this. Trusting the part of me learning to see without degree. Unseen, unsaid, unheld, yet spread. Maybe the truth isn't meant to be caught. Not every lesson is taught. Some are discovered in spaces between where nothing is seen. Maybe the form takes its time to arrive, build while the senses survive. Layer by layer the feeling expands outside of plan. So I remain in the edge of the known, not needing to own every direction that calls to my side, or name it as right. Because the start isn't loud or defined, it lives in the mind. Long before anything enters the light, it gathers its might, it gathers its might. Before the shape appears, before the line is clear, something is calling me into the way. Before the shape appears, before the form is made, before the light can stay, I feel the weight of a path yet unseen. Before the shape appears, not everything begins, not everything begins, not everything begins with a sound. With a sound, with a sound, oh, not everything begins, not everything begins. Some things are right, already moving. Shadows extend where the pathways divide. Voices appear then quietly slide. Nothing is held but something is shared. The present declared. Faces reflect what they choose to reveal. Layers of thought left under the seal. Somewhere between what is shown and concealed, patterns are sealed. I stand where the currents begin to expand. Closed but not part of the land. Watching the ways every movement is made without being swayed. A distance that isn't defined by space. More like a shift in the pace. Seeing the rhythm but not stepping in where it begins. Between the lines, between the gates, between the gates. A subtle shift in unseen ways. At the edge of others I stay, not turning away. Just in a space where the presence is near at the edge of others, at the edge where voices align, yet never are mine. Tracing the outlines of something I feel at the edge of others. Conversation dissolve in the air, meaning exists but doesn't declare. Fragments of tone and intention collide and quietly slide. People are building what they understand, each with a different hand, shaping a version of what they can see while leaving the key. I let the silence between them expand, trying to read what is unplanned. Not every truth finds a place to be said, some remain spread. I can change glimpses that don't fully land, still they begin to expand. Something beneath all the surface display, finding its way. Of the form, shelter before any storm. Not as a fear that is asking to hide, more like a guide. Standing outside of the need to belong, hearing a different song, one that is built from observing the flow, letting it go. Sooner or later the lines may dissolve, moments begin to involve, but for now there is something to learn before the turn. So I remain where the edges are drawn between dusk and dawn, feeling the pull without stepping across, counting no loss. At the edge of others I stay, not turning away, just in the space where the presence is near, at the edge of others, at the edge where voices align, yet never are mine. Tracing the outlines of something I feel at the edge of others. Not everything is chosen out loud. Let's get it. Oh. Let's go. Let's go. Some things settle without command, drift through the open and quietly land. Others dissolve before taking the form, going without warning a storm. Moments arrive and decide where they stay. Some slowly fading away, not by rejection or force from the will, just by a deeper pull still. I watch what lingers when nothing is pressed, what finds a place in the chest. Not through a voice trying hard to define, more like a sign. Turning and crashes refuse to depart, etched in the curve of the heart. Others appear but don't carry the weight, they dissipate. Not by demand, not by demand, not by decree, not by decree. What stays or leaves reveals to me what remains unspoken stays, shaped in quiet ways, not by the words that I try to erase. What remains unspoken, what remains without a name is never the same. Still it defines what I carry inside. What remains unspoken. Early I thought I would choose what is true, sorting the false from the few. Now I can see it was never that clean, more like a scene where certain tones resonate deep in the core, while others fall to the floor. Not as a failure or something to fix, just how it shifts. People may speak with a confident tone, certain in what they have known. Yet in the space where the silence expands, truth gently stands. I let the layers reveal what they will. Trust in the absence of skill. Not every answer is meant to be caught or even sought. Less is said, more is known. What is kept is my own. Yo, years will continue to filter the sound, leaving the essence around. What once was heavy may lighten and fade. What once was vague may be made. Something is forming beyond my control, get shaping the whole. God in the sense of direction I take, choice by what stays. No, I don't force what is meant to appear or try to make it clear. I let the current within me decide where I reside. Because the core isn't built through a claim, we're calling the main. It grows in this oasis where words never go. Quiet and slow. What remains unspoken stays, shaped in quiet ways, not by the words that I try to arrange. What remains unspoken, what remains without a name is never the same. Still it defines what I carry inside. Step in a cycle I didn't design. Still it was forming a line. Back to the place where the motion repeats. Echoing rhythm of feet. Choice after choice with a similar trace. Something returning to place. Not by intention or force of control. More like a roll. Movements I made without noticing shape. Time slowly leaving a trace. Habits appearing in corners of days. Unseen in their ways. Every return was a thread in the weave. Something I didn't perceive. Yet in the pattern the outline was drawn. Quietly on. Again and again. Without a command. What I repeat becomes what I am. Patterns I didn't name, still they remain. Moving beneath every step that I take. Patterns I didn't name, patterns I quietly grew, shaping the view, not in the plan I was trying to make. Patterns I didn't name, yeah. Days overlapping like layers of sound, circles that keep coming round. Each iteration a slight variation, building a foundation. Moments of effort that seem to reset, yet something never forgets. Holding the imprint of what came before, adding once more. People may think that this shift comes in light, sudden and clear in the sight, but in the background a cycle is turned, waiting to burn. Small repetitions that no one would see, working their way into me, carving a path I would later define. Hidden in time, repeat, return. Again. Learn. Looking behind at the steps I had made, seeing the shape that they laid. Not as a structure I planned in advance, more like a chance. Something within me was learning to move before I could prove that I was choosing the road I would take or what I would make. Now I can feel how the pattern aligned, turn into something refined. What once was random begins to reveal something more real, because the form of the self isn't claimed or suddenly named. It's built in the rhythm of days that repeat under the beat. Patterns I didn't name, still they remain. Moving beneath every step that I take. Patterns I didn't name, patterns that quietly grew, shaping the view, not in a plan I was trying to make. Patterns I didn't name. Before I knew, I was already becoming. There was a shift I could not explain. Same path, a different terrain. Steps I had taken 1,000 times now felt aligned. Something within me began to agree with what was repeating in me. Not as a force I was trying to hold, more like a mold. The rhythm I follow without a design now carried a spine. Each repetition no longer unknown. Something had grown, weight in the motion, a sense in the stride. Nothing to hide. What once was scattered across every day now chose to stay, Not just a pattern, not just a phase, something that's settled in how I move through days. The shape I step into was always in view, formed in the hours I never defined. The shape I step into, the shape beneath the flow I didn't yet know. Now it surrounds every step that I take. The shape I step into. Earlier drifting from moment to moment, now there is something component, binding the fragments into a thread where I am led. Time didn't change what I chose to repeat, it changed how it speaks. What once was silent beneath every act now answers me back. A quiet agreement between what I do and what I move through. No longer distant or separate in tone, it feels like my own. Not every shift needs a visible sign or crossing a line. Some of the moments the inside aligns without a design. Step and sense, move and know. What repeats starts to show. Now when I enter the cycle again, it's no longer if or when. There is a presence that meets me there, already aware, already aware. The hours I gave without calling the mind, returning their time, returning their time. Not as a memory fading away, but shaping the day, shaping the day. Yeah. Something has taken a form I can feel, not forced but real. Living beneath every movement I make, each breath I take, each breath I take. Because the change was never a break, or something to take. It grew in the rhythm I never controlled, now fully whole. The shape I step into was always in view, formed in the hours I never defined. Started to hold me. It no longer asks if I will return. The path has begun to confirm. Each step arriving before I decide, already inside. Something has settled beyond the debate. Earlier driven by weight, now it continues without being told. Quiet and bold. There is no edge where the effort begins, no moment of forcing within, just a continuation that doesn't require naming the fire. Time is no longer a thing I must chase, it moves at my pace. Each repetition extending the line further in time. Not held by will, not pushed by need, just something steady that continues to lead. Held in continuation I move, nothing to prove. Line after line without breaking the thread. Held in I stay, not pulled away. Every return simply part of the flow. Held in continuation. Earlier questions have loosened their hold. Nothing to force or control. Where I once pushed for a visible change, now I arrange. Less in the effort and more in the state, where things naturally take form in a way that resists interruption without disruption. People may look for a point to define where discipline crosses a line, but what I found doesn't live in that frame or carry a name. It's more like a current that moves through the day, never in need of display, always returning without being asked, built to last. No stars, no wind, just the line again. When the hours begin to unfold, there is no need to be told where I should place what I carry within, or where to begin. The work and the self are no longer apart. They share the same part, each in the other without any divide, side by side. And what I once thought I had to maintain now moves without strain, less like a burden and more like a ground, always around. Because the shift was not something I made or something that stayed. It was the moment I stopped stepping out and became the route. Held in continuation I move, nothing to prove, line after line without breaking the thread. Held in continuation I stay, not pulled away. Every return simply part of the flow. Held in continuation. There is no need to begin again. It never stops.
Something adjusts in the weight of the room, not from a signal or visible cue, just in the way every presence aligns, soft in the lines. Voices overlap without taking the lead, nothing excessive in need, yet in the blend of the tones and the space, there is a place. Footsteps finding a pattern below, not something taught but known. Hands marking time on the edge of a sound, barely pronounced. Like catching faces that turn and return, moments that flicker and burn. Not in the blaze but a gradual rise, seen in the eyes. No single star, no clear design, yet something moves in shared time.
When the air begins to move, nothing to prove, still every presence aligns in the flow. When the air begins to move, when the air begins to shift, carried and lifted, not by a call but a quiet roar. Air begins to move, when the air begins to move.
Conversations folding into the sound, edges dissolving around. What was divided begins to release, finding a peace. Someone is leaning into the frame, not for a reason to name, just by the way the moment expands, without demands. Rhythms are building beneath what is seen, not loud but felt in between. Every small motion contributing tone, never alone. Time is no longer a thing to be kept, nothing is left. It stretches and bends in the presence we share, suspended there. We're warm. at the subtle exchange. Nothing dramatic or strange. Still there is something that gathers and grows. Nobody knows. No need to speak of the reason it's here. It's already clear. And how the distance between us is thin. Where we begin. Even the ones who are standing up find a soft start. Not by decision or visible sign, just by design. So I remain in the edge of the wave. Nothing to save. Letting the moment expand as it will, until it's still. When the air begins to move, nothing to prove. Still every presence aligns and the flow begins to move. When the air begins to shift, carried and lifted, not by a call but a quiet call. When the air begins to move, when the air begins to move. No one announced it, but everyone felt it. No one announced it, but everyone felt it.
Yeah. There is a space that hasn't been filled, not by a lack or a will, more like a place where the air changes tone, yet not alone. Yeah, something that moves through the center of breath, leaving a trace underneath. Not in a form I can clearly define, still it aligns. Hey, hey, I don't recall it in sequence or name, nothing to frame. Yet in the quiet it returns as it feels soft but real. Hey, like one that lingers without any source, outside of force. Or light that once passed through a room in a day, then went away. Not held, not gone, something remains, moving on. Where something once was remains, without a shape or a name. Not as a loss I am trying to keep. Where something once was, where something once stayed in me, still moves without being seen. Got in a tone I don't need to explain. Where something once was. Yeah. Time didn't take what I thought it would claim. It only changed how it came. Less like a presence that stood in the light, more like insight. I don't return to it asking for more or what it was for. It lives in the way that I move through a day without display. People may speak of a moment that ends, breaking or bends, but what I have felt doesn't carry that weight in the grace. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A part of the structure I walk within now. I don't ask how. It rests in the way I respond and perceive without belief. Not before, not after, just within what lingers. Sometimes the silence will shift in the room, not into sorrow or gloom. Just into something that deepens the space without a face. And in that shift there's a memory not named, nothing reclaimed. Only a sense that the ground I now stand was once held by a hand. I don't need proof for the shape it once had or label it past. It's in the texture of all that I am, unspoken it stands. Yeah, yeah. So I continue without turning back or tracing the track. Knowing that something I never defined lives in the mind. Where something once was remains, without a shape or a name. Not
Yeah. There was no moment that marked the divide, nothing that shifted the tide. Yet in the passing of hours and days, something stayed. Not in the lesson that has to be learned, something clearly discerned. More like a change in the weight of a step, quietly kept. I don't recall how it entered the frame or where it became, but in the way that I pause and proceed, there is a lead. What once was sharp and the need to define now moves behind. Now there's a thought I can bring to the front, more like a current. No clear sign, no declared shift, yet something changed in how I live. But settled without saying, still holds the line, not in a voice I can follow or name. Oh, settled without saying, what's settled beneath the flow shapes what I know. Not as a thought I can call to the light, but always there. Earlier searching for edges and ends, points where a meaning extends, trying to hold what was never a thing, or give it a ring. Now there's a sense I don't need to pursue or force into view. It lives in the way that I enter a space, soften my pace. Somewhere between what is taken and given, the shift has been driven. Not by a will that insisted on change, but something that's strange. From effort or plan or a visible gain, or something to claim. It formed in the spaces I never could see, but moved through me. Not taught, not told, just there. In whole. Looking around I can feel the divide between who I was and the stride I carry now without calling it new or trying to prove. There is no need to return to the past or measure the cast of moments that once defined what I knew before it withdrew. Because the form that is taking its place is not to replace, but to include what was once undefined inside the mind. So I continue without trying to see what it might be, knowing that something beyond what I say is leading the way. We're settled without saying, oh, still holds the line, not in a voice I can follow or name. Oh, we're settled without saying, what's settled beneath the flow shapes what I know. Not as a thought I can call to the light, but always there, didn't arrive. It didn't arrive. It was always becoming. I did not arrive here through a demand, nor by a carefully drawn plan. Yet in the shape of the hours that pass, I seem to have landed at last. Not as a point that I needed to claim, or something I named, more like a position that formed on its own, quietly known. Nothing is asking me now to become or where to come from. Only a sense that the space I now hold does not need control. There is no question of right or wrong, where I belong. Only a presence that does not resist or need to exist. No need to move, no need to stay. What is a line does not drift away. Where I am already placed needs no trace, not in a search or a visible sign.
searching for somewhere to stand, reaching for ground with a hand, trying to shape what could not be held or clearly compelled. Now there is nothing that pulls me ahead or leaves me misled, because the distance between what I seek and what I meet has turned into something I don't need to cross or measure as loss. It rests in the space that I already share simply by being there. Not every meaning requires a form or needs to be born. Some are the ways that existence unfolds without being told. No arrival, no depart, just a space where I start. If I were to move, it would still remain not bound to terrain, because the place is not fixed in a frame or tied to a name. It's in the way that I enter a breath or move through a step, present in all that I don't need to say or take away. Nothing to prove in the shape of the day, nothing to weigh. Only a balance that quietly holds without being told. So I remain not because I decide, or something inside commands me to stay or defines what is true. It simply is true. Where I am already placed needs no trace, not in a search or a visible sign. Where I am already placed, where I remain without claim, free from a name, not as a role I am trying to fill, but simply within. There was no arrival, only a recognition. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't arrive like a shift in the sky. No sudden change to define, just in the way that the hours unfold. Something feels whole. Yeah, not as a state I was trying to reach, or something to teach, more like a softness that settled in place without a trace. Yeah, all of the paths that once seemed to divide now rest side by side. Nothing opposing or asking for more, or closing a door. Yeah, what once was questioned is losing its hold, no longer controlled. Everything part of a wider embrace. Yeah, without a fade. No need to add, no need to remove. Everything rests in how I move. Nothing needed to be added now, no, nothing to allow. Every direction already lined. Nothing needed to be added. Nothing needed to be changed or held. Nothing compelled. All that was scattered has fallen in place. Nothing needed to be added. Yeah, moments that carry the weight in the chest now gently rest. Nothing that's able resolved or undone, but simply become a part of the rhythm that moves through the day without needing to stay fixing the shape or returning to get or asking me where. I know I'm longer measure the depths of a lie or search for a sign when its presence is already been where I have been. Even the silence no longer feels bare. There is something there, not as a sound I can bring to the air, but quietly near. Nothing backing, nothing excess. Holy, this as it rests. Something I once tried to find, it lives lives in the mind of who I was before letting it go. Well, needing to know. Just the search was a part of the way, not something to stay. And what it revealed was never a prize, but clearer eyes. With clearer eyes. Now when I stand in the space that I meet, there is no repeat. There's questions that was needed, answers to stay or drift away. Only a sex that the living itself needs, nothing else complete in the way it continues to be. Quietly free. Nothing needed to be added now. Nothing needed, nothing to allow. Every direction already aligned. Nothing needed to be added. Nothing needed to be changed or held. Nothing comes out. All that was scattered as foreign in place. Nothing needed to be added. Nothing around. Nothing around, nothing was missing. Yeah. Yeah. The air returns without any sign, no mark beginning in time. Just like the space that was gathered as weight, hope is again. There is no line that separates then from where I have been. Only a shift so subtle it fades into the same. Something familiar without being known, feels like a tone that once was distant but now feels near. Always been here, I do not mark in the start or resent or try to defend what has been moving beneath every frame without a name. Not a return, not a repeat, just a continuation. Underneath, as if it never ended at all. No rise or fall, every direction dissolving in flow. As if it never ended, as if it never ended, as if it's always been here, not far and near. Nothing to enter and nothing to leave. As if it never ended, yeah, as if it never ended. Steps falling into something I do not as before, went in a way that has lost every edge where I once stood. There is no need to recall what is past, don't make it last. It lives in the way that the moment expands into my hands. Voices may come and dissolve in the same when written frame. People appearing and soften away into the day. Nothing is held and yet nothing is gone. Everything drawn into a cycle that never was closed or fully exposed. Oh, no circle, no circle. No line, no circle, just unfolding to sight. The pair was meaning and no longer act to be a task. You rest in the space where I don't need to see what it could be. Even the thought of an end disappears, leaving no fear. Because what moves is not stops to conclude or to be proved. So I remain in the flow or the same without a name. Now there's a choice or a place I must keep or fall asleep. Just as a presence that moves as it will, a touch to steel. Beyond the need to define where it goes or what it knows.